మీ బిజినెస్ ఏదైనా మీ ఊర్లో ప్రమోషన్ చేయాలంటే అది సుమన్ టీవీతోనే సాధ్యం. ఇప్పుడే సంప్రదించండి.
Shri Kris Prasad, Tenanty ji. Shri Kris Prasad.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak today on the supplementary demand for grants. Under this, there is a total gross additional expenditure, sir, for 6.7 lakh crores, of which the net cash outgo is almost rupees 51,000 crores, with the rest being matched by savings, receipts, and recoveries. Honorable Speaker, sir, I would like to begin by thanking our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and Finance Minister, Shrimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, for their visionary governance. I would also like to express my gratitude for the steps taken to revive the constructions of the futuristic city of Amaravati in the state of Andhra Pradesh, reviving the Visakhapatnam steel plant, creation of the South Coast Railway Zone, as well as the revival and completion of the Polavaram irrigation project, sir. Honorable Speaker, sir, I've been elected from a backward area called Bapatla in Andhra Pradesh from Telugu Desam Party under the visionary leadership of Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu ji. Bapatla has been carved out of the backward areas of the Prakasham district and the Guttur district, with the extremely low literacy rate of only 55%. And therefore, Bapatla faces a multitude of challenges in development and welfare. To this end, I have constantly sought the inclusion of Bapatla under the aspirational district program, and I'm surprised to note that none of the blocks of the district are included in the 500 aspirational blocks of the country. I appeal through yourself, sir, to Niti Aayog and Honorable Minister of Planning that my district and the blocks be added in the aspirational districts. Coming to the grants, I would like to draw your attention, sir, first to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. At the outset, I thank the government for its generous support in building Amaravati, the capital city. Sir, the ministry has seen a 0.73% increase in its allocation by way of present supplementary demand for grants. Of this, rupees 5,888.5 crores has been sought for metro projects. I request through you, sir, that part of this may be given to the Visakhapatnam metro project and the Vijayawada metro project for the benefit of the people out there. Another important scheme, sir, that is closely linked to the sustainable housing is the Pradhana Mantri Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana under the New and Renewable Energy Ministry. Sir, rupees 2,700 crores has been sought for this scheme under the supplementary demand for grants. I applaud the government's revolutionary initiative that aims at connecting 1 crore households in the country with domestic solar rooftop facility by 2027. In this regard, I would like to request through you, sir, the government to initiate a special drive to saturate the scheme in my constituency of Bapatla, which receives a solar radiation of around 5.35 kilowatt hour per square meter. The provision of selling surplus power to the DISCOMs everywhere in the country will create additional income for the households. However, the solar rooftop panels require strong structural integrity, which may not be available in the Kacha houses. So therefore, my request through you, sir, for integral and integrity and coordination between the connected ministries to give 100% housing in the entire country, and so that this scheme also can be fruitfully implemented. Secondly, sir, I would like to emphasize the importance of skill development and the MSME sector in employment generation for the youth of India. India has always fostered a spirit of encouraging entrepreneurship. This has helped India in developing its MSME sector, evolving from traditional cottage industries to a vibrant ecosystem of over 63 million enterprises, driving innovation, employment, and economic growth. But this growth is not incidental, sir. It was a result of vision. The Modi government recognizes the sector's potential, introduces policies, initiatives, and reforms to expand and nurture it. The Make in India initiative and the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan has played a key role in promoting business, small business, and local manufacturing in the country, giving special thrust to MSMEs. To ensure our growing industries have sufficient skilled human resources, there has been a renewed emphasis on the skill development as well. The Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and the National Skill Development Mission has been instrumental in transforming the skill landscape of the entire country, sir. I have consistently emphasized the need for a skill development center in every block of my district to ensure that the youth are empowered and with marketable skills and play their part in achieving the goal of Vikasit Bharat 2047. It is a manifestation of the classic proverb, teach a man how to catch fish, and he will feed himself and his family for the entire life. In this regard, I have also requested that a world-class skill development center be built in my constituency of Bapatla. Third, sir, I would shift my focus to the rural development and the flagship scheme of the Manrega. I would like to congratulate the government on the successful operation of the scheme in December 2020, of the scheme, which has also reflected in the 8.3% increase in the demand under the scheme in 2024 as compared to 2023. Providing employment opportunities to people is a first step in ending the vicious circle of poverty, which has always been a priority of the NDA government. This is laudable. I would also urge the government to ensure that the increase in work demand is met with commensurate funds to ensure the fulfillment of the wage component of the scheme, sir. Fourth, sir, the issue of health. To ensure nobody is left behind, the government has also been strategizing a unified platform and digital marketplace for insurances products so as to amp up penetration and provide health services to the remotest corner of the country. Furthermore, the pioneer initiative of Bhima Sakhi Yojana will provide employment to 2 lakh women, and each of them would earn a potential rupees 1.75 lakh per year, bolstering their financial empowerment. The much awaited Bhima Sugam portal along with the Bhima Sakhi Yojana will serve the dual purpose of employment generation and a healthy India. Under the leadership of Honorable PM Shri Modi ji, India has also established itself as a global powerhouse in the health production, supplying 20% of the world's generic medicines and 60% of the vaccines. During the COVID-19 pandemic, India administered over 2.2 billion vaccine doses by 2022. This leadership underscores its robust pharmaceutical and biotech industries, reinforcing its position as a pharmacy of the world. At the same time, sir, I would like to draw the government's attention to a few pressing areas. The out-of-pocket expenditure on healthcare, while decreasing in the recent years to 39.4%, is still considerably high for the common man. I implore the government to ensure adequate funding for health programs, which people have reposed their trust in, such as the National Health Mission. As I conclude, I would like to highlight that the people of Andhra Pradesh have given a historic mandate to the NDA government led by Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu ji. Andhra Pradesh, sir, is the youngest state in the country, having undergone bifurcation 10 years ago, and out of which, unfortunately, we have lost 5 years in the previous government. Now it is the time to push forward with a renewed commitment, not only to recoup the losses of the last 5 years, but also set new examples of success. I am sure with the cooperation between the state government and the union government, the dream of Vikasit Bharat and Vikasit Andhra is not far too away, sir. Thank you very much for your opportunity you have given.